Hello and welcome to AAA Reviews. I'm Alex. It's been ages since I did a Toy Biz review, so today I am bringing you the Invasion series from 1995. Please hit that like, please hit that notification bell if you want to see more of these videos, and please check out some of my previous videos if you haven't subscribed before. To all my other subscribers that are subscribed, thank you for being patient. It's been a while since I could do a video. I did do Thor: Love and Thunder, the first part, the other day. If that's your thing, that's the Hasbro new figures that have been released. I did an unboxing, and I definitely played down Gore the God Butcher. I didn't go in enough detail about him, but now I've learned a lot more about him. I am even more excited for that film. But that was another review. Today is the Invasion series, 90s nostalgia Toy Biz, with the lowest prices I could find and the most recent sold prices, of course. So I won't keep you waiting. Without further ado, let's jump in to this review. Okay guys, it has been far too long since I did a Toy Biz review. I was meant to do this ages ago. If you stick around to the end, I will show you something you may not have seen before, which is pretty cool. So here we go. Archangel, Warren Worthington the Third. Let's take a close look at him. Okay, so we've got X-Men Invasion series. Came out in 1995, this series. It of course comes with a Fleer card, and he is the second Archangel. He looks completely different to the one I've shown you in previous series. He's really cool. His gimmick is if you squeeze his legs together, his wings will flap. Of course, we've got basic articulation. I'm guessing you can move that head somewhat, definitely. You can move the shoulders, the elbows and knees, and you can lift the legs up somewhat. But he is really cool, and I like the fact these packs have this X going through it, the packaging. Now, note that is upside down, the Archangel. That does not make this more expensive. It's just a mistake. Sometimes you see people trying to sell these things for a lot more money than what they're actually worth. Well, I'm sorry, it doesn't make it any more valuable. It's just literally a mistake, and often with Toy Biz figures you can come across these mistakes, either being the figure in the wrong place or upside down or what have you. But yeah, a really nice figure. What would he cost you in 2022? Well, the lowest cheapest price I could find was £31. That's 38 US dollars or 48 Canadian dollars. And the last previous sold price for this character was £12. That's 15 US dollars or $19.27. Of course, he was created by Stanley and Jack Kirby, and he was voiced by Stephen Wilmot and was in several of the animated episodes. A really good and super cool character, one of the original X-Men. Yeah, so there you are. That's a pretty good one to kick it off with. Let's take a look at the next figure in this series. The second figure in this series needs no introduction. However, this is of course the third Sabertooth that we got, Graydon Creed Sr. He was in many episodes, and he was voiced by Don Franks, created by Chris Claremont and John Bryan, and he was in many of the episodes. Definitely one of my favourite characters, and I'm currently reading the Sabertooth comic book where he's sort of it's just absolutely amazing, where he's basically a prisoner and is causing absolute havoc. I do like this character. In Krakatoa, isn't it? Yeah, so I do like Sabertooth a lot. A really cool character. The average, or the lowest asking price I could find, sorry, was £14. That's $17.48 if you're in the US, or $22.47 if you're in Canada. The last sold price was £16, which is $19.98 if you're in the US, or $29.69 Canada. None of the prices I'm giving you today include postage. These can really rocket up on postage. Postage can sometimes cost more than the figures. Now, this one here is in dark green. That's actually dark green. Hopefully that comes out in the camera. And then a lighter green for the bottoms. But he also came with a black top, and there was another colour variant, and we'll get to that in a little while, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. He comes with these chains, and it's like, if you can see that, like a face muzzle, stop him from biting you, almost like Hannibal Lecter style. And you squeeze his legs, his mouth opens just there, and basically he breaks the chains free. Now, they did do a version of this in the animated series. I'll pop a picture up now. That is what he looks like. That's that episode where they drop off the Friends of Humanity leader Graydon Creed, who is obviously Graydon Creed Senior's son, which was a pretty cool plot twist. So there you go, there is Sabertooth. Next up we get Iceman 2, of course was in the animated series, created by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, voiced by Dennis Akiyama. A really cool character, and I like this Iceman a lot. It's I'd say a big improvement over the first one. As much as I like the first one that came with that sled, you know, the one you popped in the freezer, I have done a review of him. He comes with like extending limbs and basically this super cool sort of giant hand, fist and hand. Absolutely awesome. I really like this one. Note the card has dropped down out the bottom from out the top. That happens sometimes over time. These figures are really old. Of course, 1995, a long time ago now. What would Iceman 2 cost you? Well, the asking price is £12.69 if you're in the UK. That's $15.87 if you're in the US, and $20.39 if you're in Canada. The most recent sold one was $15.67, but check this out. That was for two of the same figure. That would be £12.53 if you're in the UK, or $20.13 if you're in Canada. That sale was in the US, by the way, and I actually bought this one not that long ago myself for £20 UK from none other than Jurassic Coast collectibles, who are really cool. I'll pop a link in the description. If you're in the UK, if you're in America, it doesn't really matter. They may have something you are looking for or needing. My buddy there, JCC, he hooked me up with this one, helped me finish the series actually, which is really cool. So there you are, there is Iceman 2. I think you'll all agree it was definitely a big improvement over the first Iceman, and a really cool figure. Now, of course, we have to have a Wolverine if we're doing a Toy Biz. This is Battle Ravaged Wolverine with Berserker action. He is pretty cool. Now, very limited articulation, and I'll show you why, because I happen to have one loose. Guys, I would love to be able to get all these loose at some point. So on the back of Battle Ravaged Wolverine, so we've got some battle damage all over him really. You've got that switch there, and if you lift it up, you can get this action. So typical 90s stuff, but you've got to love it. It's just pure nostalgia for me. And if you take note, this one has claws, this one has bones. That's because this one was released, I think 97 possibly, as part of the Overpower card game pack. So they changed his claws to bone. But there are other variants to this Battle Ravaged Wolverine, and I'll go into that again. If you stick towards the end, I'll be able to show you a little bit more. Battle Ravaged Wolverine, what does he cost in 2022? Well, the last sold price was actually in the UK for £25. That was 31 US dollars or 39 Canadian dollars. And the current asking price, and it's different now. So in the UK, the current asking price is £31. In the US, it's just $8, which would be $10.28 if you're in Canada. But if you were to buy that $8 figure in the US and try and get it imported over to the UK, by the time you add your tax and all that stuff on, it's going to cost you more than the £31. See? So I really try, guys, to get you the prices as close to, if that's something you want to know. But definitely very collectible, these figures, and it is about timing often. I forgot to mention that Wolverine was voiced by Carl J. Dodd, because I'm trying to do all the voices of voice actors well. Now, Alex Summers, here's an interesting fact. They never had any credits for the voice actor. A lot of people think the guy who did Scott Summers, which was the voice who voiced Scott Summers, Norman Spencer, probably did it. Now, he was in several episodes. Code Comfort was one of them that I do know of for sure. Here is Havoc, and he's very different to the Havoc we were meant to get. And what I mean by that is, if I flip this over, this was a lost Havoc, they call it. It was never produced Havoc figure. Instead, we ended up with something more like this in the end, which is what I've got in front of me. But we never got this produced Havoc, which was sort of comic book accurate, I believe, at the time. So let's take a look at Havoc. He's a pretty cool character, actually. I think he's pretty decent. What would he cost you? I mean, well, look at the detail. I like this a lot. This is one of the nicest Toy Biz looking figures. We've got 2 open hands, not much articulation because there's no articulation in the elbow. There is some in the arms, however, and that is because his power is to sort of put those sort of projectiles, and he sorry, it's gone bad focus, there we go. Insert the projectile into the hand, pull arm up and back, and it will fire the projectile, which is pretty cool. A nice looking figure though. It really pops. He really pops color wise. Sorry, so price wise for Alex Summers, Havoc, of course the brother of Scott Summers. In the UK the asking price is £31. That's the cheapest I could find, but in the US the cheapest asking price is just $15. That's 19 Canadian dollars. The last sold price in the UK was £18.90. Sorry, no it wasn't, it was $23.61, which would be £18.90 if you're in the UK, and in Canada that would be $30.33. Yeah, so a really cool character. I really like this one, and I think so far, I hope you agree with me, this is a great series of figures. Next up we've got Eric the Red, an absolute awesome character who has got enhanced strength, and his suit enhances that strength even more. It like amplifies it, and it also gives him these force blasts. He was voiced by Lawrence Bain, and he was in several of the animated episodes, at least 2 I believe, and he was like a spy for the Shi'ar Empire. His real name is Davon Shakari, I believe, or Shakari. I'm trying to pronounce that, guys. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. Even if you correct me in the comments, I'm not going to actually get the pronunciation, so it doesn't really matter. He was of course created by Chris Claremont and Dave Cockrum, and here he is. And he's a very good interpretation of what he looked like in the animated series. A really cool character. I really like this character. Really strange sort of body armor, but then he is from outer space, from an alien race. That's pretty cool. Price wise for Eric the Red, in the UK the asking price at the moment is £36. In the US it's $23.64, which would be $30.37 if you're in Canada. The last sold price was in the US at $10. I won't say look you can get that for £8 in the UK, because I don't think you can. I'd say conservatively you're probably looking at £20 on a good day to be able to get this one in the UK. If it's sold in the US for $10, that would be just $12.85 in Canada, but again you have to add all your postage and things like that on, because I'm just giving you the prices. Again, basic articulation for the time, for the 90s, but a really cool character. I do remember him from the animated series, and I never had him as a child, but I'm glad that I've got him now. Incidentally, he's not actually added on the back of the figures that we get in this series, but he is definitely part of the Invasion series. So you may be fooled in thinking I've collected them all, but sadly no, Eric the Red was not added on. Maybe it was a late addition, who knows. But there you are, there is Eric the Red. Okay, last but not least we've got Spiral. Of course she was in the Mojo Verse episode, and a few other episodes I do believe. A really cool character, definitely an enforcer for Mojo. She's got several arms, cyborg arms, a really cool character, and basically I think her gimmick is you squeeze, sorry, let me get that in focus. You squeeze her legs together and then rotate the arms into action. Only one sword, which is a shame because it looks like she could hold several swords. Definitely a cool character, and the last one of this particular series. Price wise is all over the place. If you're in the UK, the most recent sold price was 17 UK pounds, but if you're in the US, the most recent sold price was $2.25. Neither of them were including postage. Of course, that would be $2.89 if you're in Canada, and if you're in the US, the lowest asking price I could find was $5.94, which is super cheap, let's be honest, which would be $7.53 in Canada. Again, no postages. I've not included any postage prices. In the UK it would cost you £24 currently on the big selling site eBay, which is why I suggest you look at some of the sort of groups you can join through Facebook, because you can purchase these cheaper if you are collecting them. Definitely a super cool character. Interesting fact, she actually helped turn Lady Deathstrike into a cyborg. She was created by Anne Nocent, the writer and artist, Art Adams, and was voiced by Cynthia Bellavia. I can't say that surname, but yeah, she was voiced by her. Rita Wayward is her real name. So there we are. If you've stayed all the way to the end, guys, I'm going to show you something you may not have seen before, which is pretty cool. So let's take a look at this. Okay guys, as promised, check it out. So I was going to make this video a few weeks ago actually, because it was long overdue, but I've been so busy, and then I find this, managed to win it, so I'm super happy because I got it for a great price. I paid just 30 UK pounds for this. I was the only person to bid on it, which is absolutely awesome because this normally goes for upwards of double 60. I've seen it go for 90. I've known about it for a couple of years. It doesn't come up very often. Of course, it comes with a second Gambit, not the Gambit that I've shown you in previous figure series, and he has a spinning staff, his wrist spins, so it's really cool. Of course, Gambit was voiced by Chris Potter. Then we've got a Wolverine with a darker blue, so exactly the same as the Battle Ravaged. But he's got a darker blue, not the bone claws like we saw in the overpowered version, but still really cool. Then we've got a Nimrod in a completely different variant of colours, which is absolutely awesome. I'll show you, I haven't done Nimrod yet, but I'll show you the Nimrod that you get in the singles pack, and it is a completely different colour variation. This is more pink and red, and we get a colour variant Sabertooth. If we look at this one here with the silver claws and in the green, this one we get black sort of chain, you know, and we get a orange top and brown bottoms, which is really cool. And we also had one that had a black top. I do know there is a black top version, but look how cool this is. This is a 4-pack that I only found out myself about a couple of years ago. Special collector's edition. I'll spin this around so you can see the back of the box, and it shows you all 4 figures. Definitely worth waiting to the end. I hope you'll agree. Yeah, I'm really pleased with this. Absolutely fantastic. Definitely glad to have added it to my collection. So there you are, guys. There's all the figures from this series. Of course, Gambit and Nimrod were not part of this series, but they are, I believe, either part of the next series or the series after. I can't remember which. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your support. I hope to see you all again soon. I think I've got Hasbro's Jubilee coming, you know, like the ones that I did. I'll show you up there, the X-Men ones that we did back along, which I did quite well with. I had quite a few views, which is really nice. So I've got Jubilee coming next, so make sure you got those notifications on, guys. Hit that like if you've enjoyed today, and I hope to see you all again soon. Good luck searching for that toy gold. Until next time.